And I just want to talk to that part of you who cannot put the job down, who feels like it's their job to make sure everything is under control at all times. Now, here are 10 tips for that part of you. The first one is I want to reframe having anxiety as having a big imagination. As you're thinking about all the what ifs and the possibilities of how things could pan out, or all the ways that things could go wrong, that's actually evidence of having a really, really strong creative engine inside of your mind. Like all of that energy that's put into imagining all the worst case scenarios, when it's put into other directions, it is a very strong engine still. It's actually really cool to have a big imagination. I wonder if that imagination could go in some other directions. Just that reframe of thinking about it that way, so it stops being as much of an enemy, I think can be really, really helpful. So, number two is to look at natural things. I'm talking about plants, animals, etc. Looking at something that grows without you being involved with it, looking at a tree. That really, really helps me. It just is a great metaphor for things that I can't control in my life. There's a certain amount I can control. I can water the plant, but I'm not making the plant grow. And it's even better if I'm looking at a tree or looking at a tadpole that turns into a frog, for example. Like I'm not doing anything to make that happen. It's happening on its own. And that really helps me to remember that even though my brain is trying to control everything, it can't. It can't control everything. And so there's a limit to that. And I have to remember that there is a limit and that I have to let go of some of the reins. Just start trying to distinguish what I can control versus what I can control. Number three is gardening or having a house plant. This really ties into looking at nature because this is where you can act on the things that you can control. Something like watering the plant, something like fertilizing the plant, changing the soil, adding some compost. Whatever you do, it can be as little or as much as you like to get involved with gardening. If you overwater your plant, you're putting too much into it and it will die. That is a great metaphor for anxiety. Just like overworking the problem, trying, and then you might even have a self-fulfilling prophecy of creating the exact worst case scenario because you couldn't let go of thinking about the problem. Um, Another example is like even if you're a really really experienced gardener, there's only so much you can do. So say you're working with a plant that's pretty finicky, it has to be in the right sunlight, it has to be in the right spot, it has to be watered a certain amount of time, it has to be pruned um, and like staked and all these things. You can do all those things and there's still a limit. There's still an end point where you have to just let it grow the way it's going to. And I think that that's just a really good, those two sides of the spectrum just show me how it might depend on the situation and my knowledge and my abilities, but there is an amount that I can control and an amount that I can't control. Number four is one you've probably heard a million times, but it's do not check your phone first thing in the morning. Obviously, I have to turn off my alarm, but I noticed such a huge, huge difference of me checking certain notifications first thing in the morning versus me actively forcing myself not to check those notifications. Sitting with that discomfort, waiting for the dopamine hit and not getting it, waiting and sitting in that stress is actually helpful long run for me to resettle my nervous system and let myself like accumulate dopamine or whatever, all those good feeling chemicals, letting those happen more gradually than just like checking a notification, especially if you're checking for likes and stuff like that on social media. Like I know from experience that my relationship with social media can be so devastating. And if if something can hit me, if I can check my notifications and feel really really good about myself because I've gotten like a million likes on something, then it can also completely deplete me if I check and I've gotten none. And it's just so humbling to see that, but it's also just so good for me to realize like that my mind is still set on like amount of like I want quantity. I don't care about the quality. It's so twisted. It doesn't matter if like my sister comments on my video and she really liked it. If I haven't gotten 100 views or more, I feel really I feel really bad. And so that can't be where my it can't be where my self-confidence is coming from. So just training myself to like sit with the discomfort, get myself a glass of water and like brush my teeth as being like the first things of the day rather than like checking my notifications can be just very, very helpful in retraining that part of my brain. Number 5, it relates to this last one. Do something challenging on purpose. So this could be exercising, this could be helping somebody at work that you didn't want to help, this could be using the oven to warm up your frozen lasagna instead of the microwave, but something like that. Somewhere I heard that doing esteemable acts leads to self-esteem. And it's not like cooking your lasagna is like the most like pious, like most like honorable thing you could ever do. It's just that doing something a little more challenging just allows a person to feel more satisfied after the fact. So it's kind of like this example of like if a kid is stuck, say a kid is like playing with a cardboard box and gets stuck inside of it, and you see that and you just lift the toddler out and allow them to carry on with their day. That could be one way of helping them. Another way of helping them, which is crazy because it kind of sounds like neglect when you first hear it, but it's like if the kid's asking for help when they're in the cardboard box, letting them try until they succeed. Um, Obviously, it has to be like a simple enough task, but if they're in a cardboard box, they can maybe find a way to like crawl out of it, and that gives them self-esteem, finding their own way of doing things. And so if you let yourself do something more challenging within a day, you might gain a little bit more self-esteem and also teach that anxious part of you that some of the things that you're avoiding are not as scary as you think they are. Number 6 is to foster your own spirituality, or just kind of like something to help you remember your place in the world, how small you are, how small I am, how many other forces are at work. That doesn't have to mean God. It can be if that's what you're into, but it could also mean nature. It could mean just the life cycle. Like it could be gravity. Like just like the fact that there are other things going on, even all of the like systems that are going on inside of our bodies. That's stuff that we can't control. Just remembering the limitations of my own self in the scheme of the world, the universe, etc. And just spending some time, hopefully daily, but whenever you have the chance to kind of connect with that and like let yourself be one part of a bigger thing. Okay, number 7 is controversial. I know it's going to be controversial, especially with my ADHDers, but forcing yourself to socialize. Now, this does not have to mean socializing every day. It does not have to mean going out and hanging out with people, but having a human connection, being honest about how you're doing, asking somebody how they're doing and really listening, having that back and forth is something that's just so, so helpful for getting out of my own head. It's so helpful to have connection rather than disconnection. It's actually it's a trick that we are taught in dealing with addiction. They say what they say is connection is the opposite of addiction. And so sometimes we can, treat those parts of our souls that are feeling empty by getting close with other people or allowing ourselves to be there with others on the journey of life. Number 8 is to do an action. So I think that this goes better when you try something that you haven't done before or something that you're feeling like that's kind of out of your day to day ordinary stuff. So for me, that could mean like painting because I haven't done that in a while. And actually, it would probably rewire my brain if I did it. But yeah, like go on a walk. That's classic. Everybody's telling you to go on a walk. I know that's true. But maybe you could touch the fence when you're passing by it. Like let yourself feel the da 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 da. Or rather than um, lying in bed and waiting for something to happen, just getting that first foot out of bed and thinking, all right, Can I do the next one? Just having doing the movement, doing the first thing to try to connect brain and body, get yourself reconnected to yourself rather than just having this big brain doing its own thing all on its own without this interconnect. You see that there's like a theme: interconnectedness within yourself, interconnectedness within your community, within your world. So that can really help me with my anxiety. Number 9, also controversial, don't expect your anxiety to just go away. Let it be an annoying friend. Let it be that nervous Nelly that you love. Let, for me, let her come with you. Let's go. Let's try the thing. Let's do this. Let's relax. Let's paint. Let's massage our legs, massage our arms. Let's do a little workout. Let's go to work. We can do it. Letting yourself be her friend. Um, just like, I think I spend so much time fighting it. Like, why am I like this? Why do I do this? Why am I afraid? And something that's been so amazing about learning about ADHD, autism, and ADHD has been learning about how I love these parts of myself that are slower at that like a slower pace of life, that like to make sure things are the way I like them. The part of me that likes to feel things, to enjoy, the part of me that's not interested in productivity. And I think that I have to let myself, like, ah just be how I am. Like, if there's a part of me that thinks another part of me is annoying, let that part be annoying. Let's hang. It doesn't matter. We're in this together. Like, I can't separate the parts of myself from each other. Like, if I've been anxious since I was a kid, I'm probably going to continue being anxious until I'm gonna like until I die. So, like, let's just learn to be friends with her. Like, why fight? Like, my anxiety obviously doesn't want to be anxious. Like, I love you, let's go. Come on. And not letting my anxiety run the show all the time. Like, another part of me can be like, come on, let's go. I'll do it. Let's do it. I'll take us to the cafe. I'll take us to work. And then number 10 I have is to get your energy out, because anxiety is like so much energy inside of my body. I'm like, "Drrr." So exercising. I mean, that's so classic, but exercising helps. I think playing video games can help, like giving your brain something to do. Reading helps. Da, 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 da. Getting groceries, just doing stuff to like move the anxiety. All that stuff helps me. Like, it's not like it makes it go away, but it does just give my brain something to do, rather than just allowing it to worry and stay in fear. um, so yeah, I hope those help. If you've got any great tips that you like to deal with your anxiety, put them in the comments below. I'd be really curious to see what you say. Subscribe if you like this video and you want to continue on this journey with me. If you have any ideas for things that you would like to see, I would love to put those into play. I'm probably going to be kind of shifting my channel from being all about ADHD to being more about mental health. I'm finding my way as I go. So if you're watching all the way to the end, I really appreciate your patience with me. And yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. So hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.